Q1 is final. So exactly in DFA, what will happen? Every state, any state that contains Q1 will exactly be final. Okay, so we have studied in from NFA to DFA conversion. We have studied this, but for this epsilon NFA to NFA conversion, there is the concept is a bit different. Okay, so the concept to actually start the final state, to actually see what the final state in the resulting NFA will be. So exactly the final state that is given in the epsilon NFA will definitely be the final state. So this is first final state, and any other state which is attached to this final state by epsilon, that will automatically be your final state. Okay, so if you see towards this C, this B is automatically attaching with this B is attaching with the C by using only a epsilon move. Okay, so it means that B is also a final state. In the same way, if you see that A can also reach to C by only by inputting nothing but just epsilon here. Okay, so I can say that A is also a final state. Okay, so in the resulting NFA, A, B, and C are exactly these three are final state. Okay, so in the lecture I have already in the previous lecture I have already told you that only C is the final state, but exactly the concept of final state goes like this, that the states that are attached to the final state by a epsilon moves are automatically becomes your final state. So this is the final state. So this is the first side final state, and to this final state B is reaching this by using a epsilon only. So B is also a final state. In the same way, A can also reach this C by only using epsilon moves. Okay, so the exact answer for this is this. Also in the slide, the solution given is correct. So if you see in the slide, there are three final states. So that is why the final state concept is a bit different. I haven't told you about that one. Okay, so if you see the next question in next question also, the final state will be bit different. Okay, so if you see, D is exactly the final state, but from D, this B can reach to D. Okay, so it means that B can also be the final state because B can reach to D. In the same way, A can also reach to D by only following epsilon. Okay, so A, B, and D will be the final state. Only C will not be the final state because from C, only using a epsilon move I cannot reach the final state. Okay, so keep that in mind. This is only applicable. So because in this, because you have seen this, if I just draw this another automata like this, that A, if I'm just changing it A. Now here I just write a B here, I write as A here. Okay, so in that case, if you clearly see, only A will not be the final state in the resulting NFA because only B is reaching to D by a epsilon move here. So here, if you draw the epsilon NFA, the NFA equivalent NFA to this epsilon NFA, you will get your final state as B as well as your D. Okay, so keep that in mind. In this, the final state, if you clearly look at it, D is the final state, and to that from B you can reach to D by only following an epsilon here. So B is also a final state, and from A you can also reach the final state by using epsilon. So 1, 2, 3. So there are three final states. Okay, so if I just draw this again, another student asked me to draw this automata. So again, you follow the same steps here. So I just follow it because A is going to 1, 2, 3, 4 multiple states. It will look a little bit different, but the procedure to draw is the same here. Okay, so how to draw it? So firstly, the initial state is your A. Okay, so this will be your final state. This will be your final state also. After that, from A, on receiving an input of 0, 0, it is staying at A as well as it is going towards B. So I just write it as B, and B is also the final state here. Okay, so now A is also going towards C on seeing input of 0 here. So this C is not a final state, so I just write C as it is. And it is also going towards D also. So where do I draw D? Okay, so follow like this. It will be more convenient like this. Okay, so D is also a final state, so I write this. Okay, so from A you can go to D by getting an input of 0. Okay, so this first one is completed. Now the second one, from A to reach D, you just need an input of 1. So I just write a comma and input of 1. After that, from B, you can reach to CD by using input of 0. Okay, so it can go towards this C, 0, and D on 0. Okay, so on 1, it can go towards D. So this is your 1. Okay, so for B, you can reach to D by getting an input of 1 here. And C, on C, 0 is not defined. So I will not define C, 0 here, because in NFA, it is also possible that some state have a dead configuration. So do not need to worry about that. But in DFA, this is not possible. Keep that in mind. Okay, so for C, you can go to B and D by getting an input of 1 here. From C, you can go to B, and D on getting an input of 1 here. So this is 1 and this is 1. Okay, so now on D is just staying at B, D on 0 and 0 and 1. So I just do a self loop of 0 and 1. Okay, so this will be your equivalent. However, it looks a little bit of complex, but it is the resulting NFA for this epsilon NFA. So all the strings that are accepted in this NFA is also accepted by this. Okay, so if you clearly see, there is a loop of 0 here, and this starting loop can reach to the final state. Okay, so what I do, I just do this a final state and write a self loop of it, so it can also reach to a final state. In the same way, if you see, it can go towards from B to C, it is going towards 0. So from B to C, it is again here going towards 0 also. From C to B, it is coming back as 1. So from C to B, it is also coming back as 1. Okay, so now again you can reach from B to D. So it means that it can also be acceptable that only 0 and 1 from this state can also be acceptable. So C is not the final state here. That is why it is not also the final state, and as well as it is not reaching from C to reach D. Uh, there is no epsilon move here, so you cannot reach C to B by follow by any. You need 2 epsilon moves to reach at D, but here is 0 and 1, so C cannot be the final state. So keep that in mind. Okay, so I think you understand this now. Again, a little bit of a correction for the final one. This automata and the solution of this is correct. Only the initial state is always 1. Okay, so their arrow on Q2 will not be possible. So that is a little bit of a mistake in this solution. Okay, so keep that in mind. So the Q node is starting state here. So starting state here is also Q2, Q node. So Q2, the arrow is not there. So keep that in mind and just delete this. Okay, in the solution. Okay. So I think you got it. If you have any doubt regarding that, you can ask. Okay, just let me get my chat box. Okay, still you have any doubt, you can. Okay. Okay, sorry for that. Is my voice still low? Are you able to understand what I've taught you? I just adjust the speaker.
Yes, sir.
I show the final automata that I have made for the epsilon one. I think that is the final automata. Okay. Again, I will upload the notes I haven't uploaded this on LMS because there is a mistake of final state in that. So I just want to correct it. Then I want to upload this as corrected notes. That is why I have not uploaded it. Okay. So this is the final automata. Okay. So if you want to take a snapshot of it, you can take it. Okay. So I am just now moving out on to the next topic. That is called your uh, finite automata with output. Okay, so till now, if you remember that we have seen finite automata without output, just a little bit of revision. Okay, so there's a little bit of time. So before continuing, I just want to conduct a simple poll here. Just wait for a minute. Let me see what can I do. Okay, so today is also not your quiz. Keep that in mind. So it will be tomorrow. So there is no surprise about it. So please prepare your quiz. It will be tomorrow. Okay, so just let me see what can I do. Okay, so E3405. Okay, so set the result. Okay, so I'm just resetting the results. Okay. So again, the the thing that I will share with you. Just go to. I just share with the link with you. Okay. Question will not be based on tutorial, Siddharth. Don't worry about it because tutorials are not covered. Everybody tutorials are not covered. So everything that is taught in class will be in the quiz. Okay. So tutorial is nothing, just a practice question. So go to this website. I have shared the link of the website and type that code there. Okay, 8166453. Okay. So I'm just getting showing you that these kinds of questions are possible in your quizzes. Okay. So if you go in, you will find this one. Okay. So please vote for that if you are able to see that. So only 2 votes are there. So I encourage you to vote as much as possible. And there is no way I can know whoever voted what. So don't worry about that also. So this is just a simple question that is designed to show you that what will be the answer or what kind of a question will be asked from you. Okay. So the question is very simple. The minimal states where the length of the string is greater than or equal to 8. Okay. So if you remember, in the very starting first or second lecture, we have done 3 types, that is w equal to 8, w equal to n, w less than equal to n, and w greater than equal to n. Okay. So if you remember, in the end, I have also derived a formula to tell that when w is here, the answer is w greater than equal to 1. So here the answer, I think most of you got that right. Is it n plus 1 or n plus 2, or is it n? Okay, so from the polls it looks like most of you are diverting towards the number of states, that is 8. So again, if you are not able to solve this, just take an example. Right now you can take example that the length of the string is greater than or equal to 2. You can also take that for 2 or 1. So you can make the states and see the pattern yourself. Okay. There is nothing to remember that what is the formula that it is n plus 1 or n plus 2. Okay. So I think the answer here is n plus 1 here. Okay, so it is greater than or equal to 8. So the solution of this is this 9. So the answer of this is 9. Keep that in mind. Okay. Okay. So most of you, I think, now when I said the answer, this bar is raising. Okay. So go for the next question. It is also a very easy question. Option 3 is nothing, so please don't vote for option 3. Okay, so in implication, the truth table output, I just said that option 3 is nothing. Do not vote for option 3. It is just asking the corresponding output if that you have studied in the implication table. Okay, so if you remember implication, it is only false on one outcome. That is your. Okay, so most of you have got the answer. I think this is the right one. That only on 1 0 it is 0. On all the output it is always 1. Okay, so I think you remember that. Okay, so I'm moving forward with the next question. Next question is also very simple. The minimal state for W mod 8 equal to 0. So I think you can easily do this. I also told you a very at the end of it, I just told you that how to derive it. So I think most of you know about it if you attended the tutorial 2 also. So tutorial 2, this question is also given there. So I think that is the correct one. So the set of the states is written here. So number of states here is 8 and 0th is the final state. So most of you are right. Okay. Moving on forward, is this statement true? I just said this statement, I think repeated this statement like many number of times that NFA is more powerful than DFA or not. So I have told you in lecture, I think 20 or 30 times I have said this thing that NFA is not powerful than DFA. They are both are equal because any NFA can be converted into a DFA and any DFA can be converted into a NFA. Okay, so I think most of you get that point also. Okay, so I think that is the last question, that epsilon NFA is more powerful than DFA. Okay, so I think that you are on the right track here. So option 3 is nothing, so there is a little bit of a confusion. Option 3 is nothing, so please don't vote for that. Okay, so most of you are again exactly right that most of epsilon NFA is not powerful than DFA. All the expressive power of the languages are similar, and NFA and DFA are equal because they are convertible to each other. Okay, so I think this is the quiz here. Okay, so before continuing, I just want to show you that these it in your quiz that kind of question can be asked. So keep that in mind. Like this question is not very difficult because if you know the formula of greater than equal to 2, if you not know the formula again, you can decrease the value of this like greater than or equal to 2. You can draw the automata there and derive the formula itself. There is no need that you should remember. There is no need of remembering there. You can easily draw this in like 1 or 2 seconds. Okay. Okay. Okay, so again, 8 states will be the acceptance. One state is always extra in this. Okay, so if the length is greater than equal to 2, the 3 states will be formed here. If you remember, please revise the lecture. Okay. So I just again now I'm continuing with this finite automata with output. Okay. So finite automata with output, if you remember, we have till done that finite automata without output. Okay. So there is nothing kind of output coming out of thus NFA, DFA and epsilon NFA. So I can call it as NFA, DFA and epsilon NFA. So if you clearly see this, these all three are come. This is your deterministic one. So if you remember the transition symbol and transition symbol and transition symbol of these three, they are very equal to each other. There is a little bit of difference in their transition symbol only. Okay, so if you see in the DFA, again I'm repeating that your transition symbol is this, but in your NFA the transition symbol is 2 raised to power q, and your NFA the transition symbol is your epsilon comes in, and it is again 2 raised to power q. Okay, so in all of these automatas, you are not able to see that when I transition from one state from q0 to q1, there is no kind of output coming out of it. Okay, so if it is acceptable, I know that it ends at Q1. If it is not acceptable, if it can end at any other state, that is not non-final. Okay, so there is no output coming out of it. Output means that by transitioning from Q0 to Q1, it is not outputting me any value, like it is not outputting me 1, or it is not outputting me 0, it is not outputting me true. So anything can be outputted. Okay, so to add that feature, we have another automatas, that is your finite automata with output. Okay, so what happens in that, I just scribble through the definition quickly, and I will come back to it with the example. So this definition will be better understandable if I just give you another example. Okay, so it's just saying that the finite automata consists of two things, that is your Mealy machine and Moore machine. Okay, so this is the definition of Moore machine. You will see that most of the things are fairly equal, so there is a little bit of a mistake here. Some I just tell you. Okay, so this is a 6 tuple here again. So this is this Q is your set of states. You know about this. Okay, so set of states, you know about this. This is your input alphabet. This you do not know. This is your transition symbol. This is your X. I will again go back to it. So this again you didn't know, and this is your start state. Okay, so out of 6, I think you know 1, 2. This is your transition symbol. So out of 6, you know 4 symbols already. Okay, so these symbols are already existed in your DFAs. Okay, so only the different symbols here is your O. So in some books, if you are following another books, that can also use the notation of delta here. Okay, so delta or O. So this is your output alphabet. Okay, so again, this is again an alphabet. Like the input alphabet, there is something called a output alphabet. In the same way, this in some books it is used as X, but mostly it will be lambda. Okay, so there is a little bit of mistake here. Mostly it is lambda. So the lambda here is your output transition function. Okay, so output transition function is denoted as Q goes to output or delta. Okay, so again, it looks a very complex thing. You do not understand these two things, that O, what is O is output alphabet, lambda, some kind of a transition function is given here. So the transitions function, if you clearly see, for Moore machine is Q into input alphabet goes to Q. So this is the same transition function as a DFA. So it means that this Moore machine is also a deterministic machine. So it means that if you are given input alphabet of A and B, so on every state you have to check that A and B is defined due to this transition function. So keep that in mind. Moore machine is deterministic. And another thing, that in this no final state is a part of this tuple. Okay, so in Moore or Mealy machines there is no final states. Keep that in mind. I will tell you how to quickly identify that. If you do not understand it, don't worry about it. I just come back to it. Again, I just scribble through the definition. I will cover this with an example, so that will be more understandable to you. So this is an example. I will again come back to it. But this is a Mealy machine. In this Mealy machine, if you see, all of the things are similar. So this is O or delta. So this is X or lambda. So here it is written as X, here it is written as lambda. So there is a mistake here. You can either put here X, so X is output transition function, or just follow the definition of lambda. So forget about this X here. So I will use lambda for output transition function. Keep that in mind. Okay, so okay, so different books follow different notations. Some books are following O, some books are following delta. Okay, so I am following here O, so I will not follow delta. I will if I am talking about O, it means output alphabet. Okay, so again, if you see, this is also the transition function of DFA. It means that the Mealy machine is also a deterministic machine. So deterministic machine, that if the input alphabet is A and B, it means that all the input symbol has to be defined on this state, on every state. Okay, Q0, Q1, Q2, any number of states you have to define A and B. Okay, so this is also deterministic. Moore is also deterministic. There's a little bit of different here in the Moore machine. Here it is saying that Q goes to directly to output, but here it is saying that set of states goes to input alphabet, then it goes to output. Okay, so I don't think that you understand what is going on here with this transition function, so don't worry about it. I will just take another example and I will explain. Okay, so just let me take an example of it. So I will again come back to it. Don't worry about that. That is very easy to understand. So, okay. So this is your lecture 1. I just go with the lecture 2 here. Okay. So if you keep that in mind, there are two number, that's 6 tuple. The tuple contains Q, epsilon, transition function, Q node. Okay. So the only new things that come inside this was O and a lambda. Okay. So O is your output alphabet and lambda is your output transition function. Okay. So if you have a if this is an input alphabet, so for that you have to, this is your input alphabet, for that there is a transition function exists, and in the similar way there is a output alphabet, for that there is a transition function. Okay, so how to just tell you again. So both of these are very similar in context of a Moore machine and a Mealy machine. Okay, so Moore and Mealy machine, both of these contain these things. The only difference is that here the transition function of O is different. Here it is written like this, that the lambda, the transition function of output, the lambda Q goes to delta. Okay, sorry, Q goes to O, and here lambda Q into this input alphabet goes to O. Okay, so again, how what is the meaning of this? I just draw a simple example of it so that you can understand it. So again, don't worry about that, how did we build that example. So we will again do a machine construction of it. So till then, don't worry about it. I'm just building this example to make you understand what the definition actually is. Okay, so this is a simple example, and the similar example that is very same, it is the things that is accepted by this Moore machine. It's also a equivalent Mealy machine. Okay, so Moore machine can also be converted into a Mealy machine, and Mealy machine can also be converted into a Moore machine. So I can say that they are both equivalent in power. So keep that also in mind, that NFA, DFA, and epsilon NFA are equivalent in power. In the same way, FA with output is also equivalent in power, because the conversion from Moore to Mealy and Mealy to Moore is possible. Okay, so again, I'm drawing the same machine, but it's just a different bit. It will look a different, but it is a similar kind of a machine that is built here. So that is, they both are equivalent. Okay, so just let me draw it. Again, do not worry about that how I made this machine. We will do plenty of questions in lecture as well as in tutorials. Okay. Okay, so now if you clearly see what is the output part here. Okay, so you clearly see the output is written here alongside with state, the output is written here. So the output alphabet here is output alphabet. Okay, so if I just write output alphabet O, here is consist of this set A and B. Sorry for that. The output alphabet is 0 and 1, and the input alphabet here is A and B. In the same way, the output alphabet here, output alphabet, if I just, it is denoted by O here, it is again the same, that this is a 0 and 1, and the input alphabet is A and B. Okay, so this symbol, I think you got it, that O is just the output alphabet, that what is the output that we can receive by building certain machine. Okay, so if you clearly see, the output is written alongside with the state. Now how to parse this output? Like if I just enter this string, I want to parse this string with this machine. Okay, so what will happen on Q node, whenever you are standing at Q node, so automatically what exactly Q node is outputting, this is 1. So this will be automatically outputted when you reach at Q node. Okay, in the same way, on getting an input of A, it is going towards another state called as Q1. Okay, so Q1, when you reach at Q1, what is outputted here? That is 0. Okay, so again on the transition of B, wherever you reach on Q1, and what is outputted here on Q1? That is a 0. Okay, so in this machine, you can clearly see when you inputted nothing, you can receive a output also on in the starting state. Okay, so whenever you are starting at the starting state, it will already be outputted 1. Okay, after the parsing of 1, I will receive an input of 0. After the parsing of B, I will receive the input of 0. So here the output will be 1 1 in corresponding to the input AB. Okay, so here now the output is written on the transition, on the, what do you say, input. Alongside the input alphabet, the output is written. Okay, so A/1, so this is your output. B/0, this is your output. Now what happens in this, if you see again, I will give AB to this machine. Okay, so in this, what will happen on Q node, after getting input of A, so when I get input of A, so what is outputted? 1. So I haven't reached to the next state, but I have outputted 1 here. Okay, so it just stayed at Q node. After getting an input of B on Q node, so on B on Q node, it is outputting 0 here. So uh, without reaching the final, the further state Q1, I just outputted on the input. So that is, the output is placed alongside the input. That is why it is outputted. Okay, so on the transition of B, I just directly output 0 here, and I reach the state Q1. Okay, so on getting an input of A and B in Melee machine, I am receiving 1 and 0 out of it. Okay, so if you clearly see, again, if I take another example of it, if I take input of A, B, B, okay, so just take it. So on the Q node, it will always be outputted 1. After that, on getting an input of A, I just go to Q node. From there again, it is outputting 1. On getting an input of B, I am getting towards Q1, and it will output 0 here. And on again on the input of A, B, B, so on Q1 it is staying at Q1, so it will again output me 0. Okay, now in the same way, if I do this here, that A, B, B, the output here will be Q node. On getting an input of A, it is going towards Q node, and here it will output 1. Okay, on B, Q node on B, it is going towards Q1. On B, it will output 0, and on B again, it is again going towards Q1, and on B it will output 0. Okay, so if you clearly see it, when I have given here input of AB in Moore machine, it outputted me 100, and I have inputted ABB in Moore machine, it outputting to me 1100. In the similar way, if you see in this, when I've given AB to this, the Melee machine gives me 10, and if I have inputted ABB, the Melee machine have given me 100. Okay, so if you clearly see the difference between these two, the 1 is extra here. Okay, so if you clearly see this, this exactly here. Okay, so just wait for why it is different. I'm getting an input of E, it is going towards. Okay, so there is a little bit of a mistake here. On Q node, on getting an input of A, it is going towards Q node. So this is Q node, and it will input 1 here. So sorry for that. Okay, so Q node on getting an input of A, it is staying at Q node, and it will output 1 here. So there is a difference. Okay, so I think that is correct. Okay, so that I just correct this. That is your 110. Okay, So if you clearly see it, this one and this one is extra. Otherwise, the output here is similar. Okay. So if you remove this one, they both are equal. But why is this one coming? Because without outputting, without inputting anything on the initial state Q0, I am receiving one output. Okay. So keep that in mind. In case of a Moore machine, in case of a Moore machine, if I give it n strings, I will always get n plus 1 output out of it, n plus 1 output out of it. But in case of a melee machine, if I give n strings to input to melee, I will always get n strings as output. Okay, so keep that in mind. So there is a little extra string for the starting state. So at the starting state, there will always be output in the starting state. So you can reach the starting state without inputting anything. So without inputting anything, you are starting at the initial state and you can output any symbol. Okay. So now going back to the transition function, that is your lambda here. So if you clearly see this, it is just saying that lambda, it depends upon only the set of state. The output depends upon only the set of state. Okay. So if you clearly see it here, if you reach at a state, the output is out. So that is said in this transition function, that to get an output, you only have to reach a state. Without any transition, you can still get an output here. So it is just saying that. So if you reach at a Q node, you can get a, if you reach at a Q node in this one, you can still get output. Okay. So there is no transition, absolute transition required for getting a output. If you reach at any state, so it only depends upon the set of states. But what happens in this, that you need a transition for getting output here. So it depends upon the state, because from Q node you will get uh, from getting a input alphabet of A. Okay, then only you will get a output of 1. Okay, so there it is dependent upon the set of states as well as the input alphabet. So that is what is said in this transition symbol here. Okay, so this transition symbol is directly saying that it is dependent upon only the state, but it is dependent upon two things, that is your state as well as your input here. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, so if you clearly look at the transition symbol of this in the slide here. Okay, so if you see the transition symbol of Moore machine here, and Moore machine just said there is a little bit of a thing here at the starting line, that Moore machine is an FSM your finite state machine. Okay, whose output depends only on the present state. Okay, so it is talking about the output. So it is saying that output depends upon only the present state. So it is talking about the transition input, the lambda here. Okay, so in lambda, if you see, the output is only dependent upon the present state. Okay, so keep that in mind. If there are two O's, forget about that O, keep the second O in mind, that the output is dependent upon only one O. And if you draw a Q, if I draw a line here, it will become a Q. Okay, so take that O in if you want to remember it in Moore, forget the second O, take the third O and write a line towards it. So it means that it depends upon only the state here. Okay, in the similar way, if you clearly see in melee, it is saying that it depends upon the present state. The output depends upon the present state as well as your input alphabet, present input. Okay, so this is again the definition of melee machine, that is highlighting how where we are getting our output from. Okay, so again, I just solve this. There are certain differences about these two. That these differences are highlighted in this. You can just read this. This is, keep that in mind. Okay, so keep that in mind in melee machine. If you input, it is Moore, I think. Yeah, if you input n, if you input n strings, you will get n+1 output strings. Strings or output strings, you can say. Output alphabet, I want to say. Okay. In Melee, if you input n, you will get n. So keep that in mind. Okay. So without taking any time, I just want to solve a question so you better have a good understanding regarding
So,
Melee machine. Yes, yes.
so could you give some use cases for both?
Melee machines and Moore machines.
Yes.
Again, yes, sure, sure. Okay, so again, these machines are used in definitely your sequential circuits. Okay, so what happens in that if you clearly look at a practical example here, that something some output should come out of it. Okay, so if you are designing a digital circuit, what happens that if you transition from a Q0 state to another state, that is your Q1, and I attach the output of it, that it should return that electricity, or the switch just travels through it. Okay, so if I just from Q0, if I receive an input of 1, suppose I just attach this to alphabet C, and that C corresponds to current. Okay, so I can say that from transitioning from Q0 to Q1, uh, uh, anything that you are switching on the fan, the current can travel, and this will be your output. That current will be traveled through the wires, so that your fan will be turned on. Okay, so these types of circuit diagrams can be done with the help of these Moore and Melee machines. There are other examples also. If you just want to output something out of it. Okay, so there are some use cases that I have said, that that is the classic example of that if you are talking to a customer care. Okay, so you are forever in the lane that I want to ask that how much time does it take that my turn will come. Okay, so this is kind of in a waiting state, that I'm always standing at the waiting state. So I just want to give some input to it, so I get an output that like I will wait here for 1 hour or 2 hour or 3 hour. That is a definite period for that. Okay, so again, the more application will be clearer when I talk about Turing machine. Okay, so more example I will give you in a tutorial of this Melee machine. Again, I will do put 1 or 2 questions on the base of application, so you will get a better understanding. Okay, so mostly it is used in sequential circuits, and if you see that ring counters and the Johnson counter, the application of this is in that. Okay. So if I just return to this question
Excuse
here.
me, sir.
Yes, yes, please.
Sir, will the outputs of the Mealy and Moore always be same except for the first digit?
Uh, if because in this example that we have developed equivalent machine. Okay, so if I just say that this machine, if just for example, suppose this machine is accepting two accepting even number of A's. I'm just for example, this is not that, but I'm just giving an example. Even number of A's and outputting 0 on getting even number of A's. Okay, so that machine is also the same machine, that it is also accepting the even number of A's and outputting a 0 here. Okay, so in that case, because these two machines are equivalent and they are based on the same language, so that I have taken the example in such a way that they are based on the same language. Okay, so that is why they are outputting the same irrespective of the first. Okay, so they are not they will not be the same always. But if you are drawing a Moore and Melee machines, like if for one question, okay, so for one question you are drawing a Moore machine, and for one question you are drawing a Mealy machine for the same question, so they will always be equivalent irrespective of the first one. Okay, so On the Murray, the first output will always be. So they will always be equal if you design the machine on the same question. So they both machines are based on the similar question. So that is why they are equivalent. Okay.
Okay, sir.
So again, I will tell you to design the Murray machine and how to convert it into a Melee machine. So again, this will take only 1 or 2 minutes. So this is fairly simple. If you again see from this that this 1 is placed on this transition and this 0 comes from something, I will tell you where it 0 come from. Okay, so there's a little bit of a process, but it will not take on more than 2 minutes. Okay, so if I just solve a question here, so it will become more clearer. So we will start with the construction of Murray machines. Again, keep that in mind. There is no final state here, so that is the one and the most important thing. Okay, so now if it is saying that construct a Murray machine that takes a set of all strings over AB as input and prints 1 as output for every occurrence of AB as a substring. It is saying that okay, so this question is a little incomplete, so I just write it otherwise 0. Okay, so now that is complete. It is saying that whenever you get the parsing of the string, whenever you get AB, you will output 1. Irrespective of it, everything will be outputted as 0. Okay, so whenever there are number of A's come, I do not need to worry about it. But when AB comes, it should output 1 towards me. Okay, so again in the language here, AB will always lie. So whenever AB comes, I have to output 1. Okay, so here the input alphabet here is E and B, and the output alphabet here is your 0 and 1. Okay, so on seeing the input of AB, I have to input 1. Keep that in mind. Okay, so I'm just starting building of the this is again based on the same principle that now this is Q0. Then now I have seen A. This is Q1. Now the output will be placed here. So don't worry about that right now. So now AB is completed and I am landed at state Q2, and this Q2 state will output a 1. Okay, so only this is my worry here, that whenever there is a AB comes, it will always output 1. Okay, so this is a rough skeleton here. So the procedure is same. Now because Murray machine is also a deterministic, so it means now to complete this machine, I have to check A and B on Q0 and Q1. Okay, the transition of A and B on Q0 and Q1. Okay, so what can I do? So I can by getting input of AB, I will output 1. Here I can put 0. Okay, so here nothing is come. So on input of epsilon, I will get 0. So that is why I have written otherwise 0. Okay, so if we are not getting input of AB, then in that case you will output 0 here. Okay, so for epsilon on Q0, it is outputting 0. On Q1, on seeing A, I am again on A, it is outputting 0. But after seeing AB, okay, so after seeing AB, it is outputting 1. So that is correct. Okay, so now here B is not defined, here A is not defined, here AB is not defined. So keep that in mind. So what can I do if I just do a self loop of B here? So any number of B's can come. I do not need to worry about that. It will always output 0. Okay, so it is not clashing with me this case that if AB comes, it should output 1. So whenever AB comes, it will always output 1 because it will always land at Q2. Okay, so this state is complete. In the same way, if I do a self loop of A here again, I don't think it will impact me because any number of B, A can come. It will always output me 0. But whenever in the end B comes, it will always output me 1. Okay. So now there is only A and B is remaining on this. So what can I do? That I can divert. If I do a self loop of A and B here, that will not be feasible here because it means that A, B and AA will also output 1 here. Okay, so if I just clearly tell you how, so on Q0 it will output 0 on getting an input of A. It is landing at Q1, it is outputting 0 here again. On getting an input of B, so AB has come, so on Q2 it is outputting 1, so that is no worry. But if I get A, it is again stand at Q1 and it is outputting 1, and A again it is stayed at Q1, it is outputting 1. So I cannot do a self loop of A and B, because if I do a self loop of A and B, it is again outputting 1 here. So I do not want that. Only after seeing the input of AB, I will see a 1 in the next state. Okay, so that is the question here. So what can I do? So in the end, I want AB. Okay, so if any A comes, I should divert this to this one. So if A come, it should land at this state. At now this will landing at Q1 and it is outputting 0, so I do not need to worry about that. So only after getting an input of B, it is again output me 1. Okay, it will reach to Q2 and output me 1. Okay, so for that B, what can I do? So for seeing a B, I can divert it to this one. So what will happen if I divert this to one? Okay, so in the end, after AB, any number of B's can come. It will always get me 0 because it is always land at Q0. But after that, if AB come, it will again land to Q2 and it will always output me 1 here. So I think that is your complete Moore machine of this. Again, so this is a fairly simple machine. Only now there is no final state here. Only when you see the output of input of AB, you just output 1. Okay, so if I'm just parsing this again, if I just parse any string like BAB, okay, so BAB. So now the input here will be 2 ones because the occurrence of AB is 2 times. So I want 2 ones out of it. Okay. So if I start from Q0, it will already output me 0. On getting an input of B, it is going towards Q0. It is going outputting me 0 here. On A, it is going towards Q1. It is outputting me 0 here again. Yeah. Yes. Again. After that, on B, it is going towards Q1, Q2. It is outputting 1. So 1 has come on seeing a value of AB. After that, on B, Q2 on B, it will land to Q0. It will output me 0. After that, again I need A that will land to Q1 and a B that will land to Q2. Okay, so Q1 here is 0, Q2 again is 1. So there are 2 ones on a occurrence of E. So that is what I wanted. Okay, so I think you got it. So here the application of transducer, if you design the transducer, this is a classic example of transducer. We do this in transducers. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. I think it will be a little bit of confusing because we are just starting it. But once we do 2 or 3 questions, I think you can understand it. Yes, Siddharth, Menti was just for fun. There is no marks attached to it. Okay. Vasu, sorry, Vasu. Okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me. Okay. So if you do not have any doubt, again, we will continue with these 2 questions. Again, I have given another question with solution also. So we will also try that. Okay. There are plenty of questions. Once we draw the Moore machine, the Mealy machine, to convert it into a Mealy machine is a very simple task. Okay. So, okay. So if you have any doubt, you can ask me or prepare for the next tomorrow. Okay. Test tomorrow. So you can go, and thank you for listening.